I'm Melissa Buchanan, and welcome to another Curator's Corner. So we're standing in front of or behind the F-6F Hellcat here on the hangar deck of the USS Yorktown. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about the women who were building these aircraft during World War II. At the start of World War II, women were barely involved in manufacturing jobs at all. They typically worked in places like textile mills, which were less of the heavy industrial manufacturing that we consider today. Once World War II started, production ramped up. It was required that women take some of these jobs so that men could be freed to fight. During the war, women were heavily recruited into these production plants. Rosie the Riveter grew into an iconic image of America during World War II. She was emblematic of all of the women who stepped out of their home and were employed in sectors of society that was considered not to be their job. By 1944, 1 out of 5 defense workers was a woman who had recently been a student. By 1944, 1 out of 3 defense workers were former full-time homemakers. World War II was the first time in U.S. history married women outnumbered single women workers. And by 1940, the number of working women doubled, rising from 15% of the workforce to 30%. The largest employers of women during World War II were airplane manufacturers, or aircraft assembly plants, which is where a lot of women worked. Other major employers included shipyards. They were around 25% of the workforce. Also included the textile mills, ordnance manufacturing, and vehicle manufacturing. Due to World War II, women, African Americans, and the disabled were hired for jobs that they would never have been considered capable of prior to Pearl Harbor. African American men and women who would never have been hired in manufacturing, particularly due to the Jim Crow laws here in the South, were hired into these welding and riveting positions, not just here in the South, but also nationwide. Deaf individuals were hired to work in aircraft manufacturing because, sadly, they didn't worry if they were losing their hearing. Blind individuals were hired to sort through the nuts and bolts, sorted by size, which they were quickly capable of doing. Behind me, you can see the USS Laffey DD-724, which was built at Bath Iron Works. It's one of the many ships that would have had women helping to build her. And here in Charleston, the Charleston Naval Shipyard, which is in the city of North Charleston, employed 26,000 civilians at its peak, which were building all sorts of ships, LSTs, LSMs, and included 20 destroyers. There were about 200 ships that were built during World War II by the Charleston Naval Shipyard. Thank you to all the Rosies and all of the other women who worked during World War II. Thanks for watching another Curator's Corner. This is Melissa Buchanan.